78 years of hauling freight, till the last train rolls its final miles. But steel never sleeps, it just waits its turn. Now new hands stoke the fire that burns.
It's December 3rd, 1941, and a young Dwight Smith has his first HO scale model railroad. However, this railroad was still unnamed. Having grown up in Groton, Vermont, Dwight Smith settled on a basis of the Montpelier and Wells River, named the Northern Vermont Railway. Over the years, the Northern Vermont Railway was fleshed out, aided by his career with the Boston and Maine Railroad and the Springfield Terminal Railroad. Over the next 6 decades, the layout would see 6 different iterations. 53 years after the first layout had been completed, the final track nail was driven into the homicide board on the 6th layout. In 2019, Dwight contacted the North Conway Model Railroad Club about taking over his layout, and if any members of the club were interested. And it was around that time that I was beginning to plan the building of my own layout. Club President Walter Hills contacted me asking if I would be willing to rehome the layout to my home in Berlin, New Hampshire. Needless to say, the answer was yes. Within a few short weeks, club members organized a date with Dwight to go up and start disassembling the layout. Extra care was taken to preserve the scenery to the best of our ability. In the early spring of 2020, I started to reassemble the layout in my basement, along with the help of my grandfather. Once we had the layout set back down on the framing, I hooked up my DCC system straight to the track, and I got to make my final run on the old track with my own locomotive. A locomotive that still works on the layout to this day. Over the next few years, I would work on getting the layout back in operation. That included new track, a DCC system from NCE, and new motive power. On top of the new motive power came the opportunity to do something I didn't think I would ever get the opportunity to do. Not long after Dwight Smith passed away in the summer of 2025, I would get a comment on a post that I had made about his passing. A comment that left me stunned when I read it. Commenting on this photograph of New York Central 1137 dressed in a Northern Vermont paint scheme, said that my friend had a locomotive that looked very similar to this one. The picture that was posted under that comment would leave me stunned. I saw on the tender Dwight Smith's Northern Vermont Railway logo, and I knew right away that this was his number 9, one of the locomotives featured in the 2002 Model Railroader magazine article. After a short exchange of text messages, I was the owner of Northern Vermont Railway number 9. She was coming home, and I could not wait to get her back to work. Arriving a day earlier than expected, Number 9 would get the opportunity to run on a layout that it had never run on before, the North Conway Model Railroad Club. Needless to say, I was ecstatic with how number 9 was performing, being a perfect display of Dwight Smith's maintenance on his locomotives. Once being proven on its own, I double-headed number 9 with 1137, now renumbered to Northern Vermont number 15. It was time for the show to begin. I set up my camera in the town of Webster on the North Conway Model Railroad Club to capture a run-by through the grade crossing. And now, in the 7th year of ownership, operational changes on the layout have started to slow down. This is due to 90% of the track on the layout being operational. I plan to start doing layout updates on this channel. If you would like to see those, let me know in the comments below. And until next time, this is Coos County Rail Videos, signing out.